Victory, victory, shouted the crowd. Slobodan, Slobodan, save Serbia and kill yourself, cried others.
Čestitam gospodinu Koštunici na izbornoj pobedi.
Slobo fell. But what next? The politicians were all back to quarreling over insignificant nonsense in the hottest TV reality show, aka the Serbian National Assembly.
Poslanici su se duboko u noć optuživali međusobno, a ponekad i psovali.
Tvrdeći da je poslanicima njegove stranke neko iz DS-a psovao majku, Aleksandar Vučić više puta je tražio od Borke Vučić da interveniše.
Ja sam se spremio da dam skroman doprinos tom putu u Evropu, jer znam šta vas tamo čeka, za razliku od nekih koji su u ovoj skupštini skidali kulahopke. Gospodine ministre, ja ću da vam poklonim jedan deo odeće koji će vam biti potreban za Evropu.
A još gore od Čekuovog i Tačijevog nadvojvode i Solaninog kaplara Borisa Tadića bi bilo da podržite, zamislite, za predsjednika vlade vojvodu od Meridian banke od 11 miliona evra.
Ja bih volao da mi ljudi ovdje iz radikalne stranke kažu bravo Đeliću, to Božo, pokaži svima kako Srbin može da bude uspješan u financijama. Božo, to majstore, pokaži svima, mi smo ponosni na tebe. Jedan vojvoda od financija Božidar Dejić, svaka čast.
Evo, ovo je druga cipela koja će ući u istoriju, a siguran sam da će danas obići i dobar deo sveta.
Bacanje cipela do sada nije zabeleženo u parlamentu, ali je bilo polivanja vodom i iznošenje iz sale.
Instead of focusing on the really important things, they allowed the further fragmentation of Yugoslavia. In 2003, the name Yugoslavia officially ceased to exist, thanks to the genius prescription of Javier Solana.
Je to onaj čuveni doktor Solana?
Jest, čuveni natolog, poepsolog i bombardolog.
However, one man didn't want to give up his country and its system so easily. Blaško Gabrić, from my hometown of Subotica, decided to make a radical move.
Yugoslavian socialism was much, much better socialism than any other socialism, like comparing with Russians or comparing with Chinese. We had heaven. If you can imagine a heaven in the earth, that was Yugoslavia.
Blaško explains who took away his piece of heaven.
The Western world, they want to talk, you will go to heaven when you die. They don't want to afford you a heaven when you are alive.
So he turned his property of 15 hectares into a new, fourth Yugoslavia.
If they destroy your factory, if they put everything on private, whatever we had, we don't have anymore, how you call that?
The West said this was democracy.
We have a very, very nice joke when Muslim people ask the priest, how can he explain democracy to them, to be capable to understand? So, well, very simple, I can explain that to you. See, when I go in the top on minaret, and you are down below me, and I piss on you guys, even you can piss on me too. That's democracy.
Well, jokes aside, taking away Yugoslavia's name had a more malevolent motive.
Yeah, when they take Yugoslavia away, when they call Serbia and Montenegro, West promised to the Montenegro, leave the Serbia alone.
Come 2006, after a controversial referendum, Montenegro became the newest country of the world.
55.4% of citizens voted for independence of Montenegro.
However, another part of the former Yugoslavia still wanted that title. You guessed it, Kosovo. In the same year, negotiations began between the Belgrade government and the Albanian minority over the status of Kosovo. However, the so-called negotiations were a farce from the beginning, as almost all the Western powers were promising Kosovo independence regardless of the negotiations.
Sooner rather than later, you got to say enough's enough. Kosovo's independent. And that's the position we've taken. The people of Kosovo need to know that it is a solid, firm position. And even though there's diplomacy and talks, but if it's apparent that that's not going to happen in a relatively quick period of time, in my judgment, we need to put forward the resolution.
Think about it. If you had some of the world's largest powers telling you that you can get whatever you want, why the hell would you settle for any less and try to reach a compromise? As anticipated, the talks broke down and Kosovo unilaterally declared independence.
It has been an honor to welcome the President and Prime Minister of an independent Kosovo to the Oval Office. I'm proud you all are here. I welcome you. I'm a strong supporter of Kosovo's independence. I pledge that the United States would continue to work with those nations that have not recognized an independent Kosovo to convince them to do so as quickly as possible.
Contrary to what Bush had hoped, the majority of the world countries didn't recognize Kosovo, and it didn't even become a UN member state. Thus, Kosovo failed to become a country. What was absurd in this story is that the Albanian minority, which in all fairness did suffer greatly throughout the 1990s, thought that they actually got independence in 2008.
Big day for Kosovo people, Albanians, yeah.
How do you feel?
Oh, I am feeling very, very good. This is like a dream.
As a Serb, I feel sorry for the Albanians because they've been duped even more than we have. They think they have an independent state. Kosovo is a U.S. military base. It happens to have some local color called Albanians, some local foliage like leaves on the trees.
Institucionet e popullit Kosovës do të përulet për jetë me respektin më të lartë për ju zoti president dhe Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës dhe popullin amerikan.
But whether they could decide to do something not consistent with U.S. wishes, impossible.
Do you think the Kosovo government could do anything without the Americans agreeing with it?
No. Ne bi verovao da će moći nešto uraditi bez Amerikanca, Engleza, Nemaca, sile, Francuske i te stvari.
Da li smatrate da kosovska vlada može da donese neke odluke koje nisu u saglasnosti sa Amerikancima, recimo?
Ne može, ne može.
Zbog čega?
Ne može. Amerika je Amerika. Ne može.
Ne verujem. Ne verujem.
We listen Americans. America, there are 50 countries. States, yeah. So why Kosovo not be a part of America?
Let's support that?
Yes, why not? They are just administrating everything in Kosovo.
The Americans are in control?
Yeah, they are pretty much in control here.
We are not independent from the European Union and from America.
The formal channel whereby the international missions in Kosovo have the absolute power over all walks of political and economical life in Kosovo are represented through the international civilian representative who has the right to expel any elected official or a